Hi survivors, my name is Sanny and this is a video tutorial about navigating in DayZ Standalone. I will try to keep it as short as possible, but navigation is not a small topic. If you want to jump straight to a specific point, you can do so by clicking on the annotations, or links in the video descriptions in case you're watching this on a mobile device. I will break it down to 3 topics: common spawn locations, cardinal directions and how to find them, and understanding maps. First topic, common spawn locations. In the past 2 days I have killed myself on purpose for 51 times just to respawn and see where are the most common spawns. So each number on the map will display how many times I spawned in that area. Also the spawns might change, and if so I will add an annotation and a link with a new spawn chart down in the video description. Everyone who have played poker could say that 51 spawns is actually quite a small example, and I kinda agree with them. In the first hours I spawned a lot in the same locations, but the more time I spent on respawning, the more it became more balanced. Meaning that most likely DayZ Standalone spawns you randomly on the coast instead of having X amount chance for each spawn and for each specific location. However, my experience is that you will always be spawned in Electro or east from it, so you no longer can get a good spawns like Kamenka, Balota and Chernogorsk. There is also an 8% chance that you find yourself in land, and then you will always be in Novi Zobor or its surrounding areas. Given the high number of spawn locations on the eastern coast, there is a 66% chance that you spawn on the eastern coast, so keep that in mind. Second topic, cardinal directions. DayZ being built on Arma is a great thing, because Arma has deliberately mimicked real-life star layout and sun movement. These two are very important for navigation purposes. Also keep in mind that the broken compass might lie to you, but the nature never does. Firstly, enable clouds. I know most of you have disabled them for FPS increase, and I recommend doing it myself as well. But if you are trying to navigate, having clouds on is a must, since clouds in DayZ Standalone always move in one direction, towards east and northeast. So if you manage to figure out the cloud direction, you already know where all other cardinal directions are. Secondly, Cherno's climatic zone seems to be humid continental climate, similar to Central Europe or southern part of Russia. This means that it does not matter where you are on Cherno's map, sun will always be somewhere south from you. Sun rises from southeast and sets in southwest. Time-wise, it starts getting a bit lighter around 5 AM and dark around 9 PM. So at those times the sun should be exactly southeast or southwest from you. Around 12 AM to 1 PM the sun should be south from you. With the new patch, server time will be displayed in the change server menu, so remember the time when joining the server. Hopefully they will add watches to Standalone, since it would give us another way of telling where south and north is, but I will talk about it when they will actually add a watch. Thirdly, I will show you how to find north during the night. As I said, the night sky is pretty realistic, and therefore there is always a constellation called Big Dipper, which looks like a shopping cart or something similar. Now, based on your location on the map, the Big Dipper can be upside down or on its side, but do not worry, the method will still work. Big Dipper is always close to Northern Star, a star that will always point towards the north. If you turn your left shoulder towards the star, you're facing east. If you turn your back, you're facing south. And if you turn your right shoulder towards it, you will face west. Simple. Third topic, understanding maps, also known as how to find out where I am. For DayZ there are 2 kinds of maps, topographic maps and terrain/satellite maps. and they are both very useful in different ways. In game you can find maps for parts of Chernarus or a map for the whole Chernarus. The maps you will find are topographic maps. Topographic maps display a great amount of information. Usually blue stands for water, white stands for unforested area, green stands for forested area, straight line with black and white for railroads, yellow, red, white, and black lines for roads where yellow and red is main road, white is secondary road with hard surface, and black is gravel road. Grey or black boxes for houses, and those continuous light brownish lines give you information about the elevation. The darker brownish line is standing for 100 meters from sea level, and the lighter ones are for 20 meters from sea level. Also, different symbols are used to mark points of interest. If there are a lot of elevation lines very close to each other, then it means that it is a very sudden change in elevation. If they are more apart, then the change is tardy. Then there are satellite maps that are quite common for third-party maps for DayZ. You usually have them open in your browser and they offer you a top-down view to the area. This way you can clearly see the tree lines, roads, houses and other points of interest, but it does not show you elevation. So satellite view is a great for getting a better overview, while topographic maps is good for detailed view. So now, when we know what is shown on the maps, let's learn how to find out where we are. I personally find it easier if you create a sentence describing your surroundings by objects etc. that are permanent. Zombies on the road are not permanent, while houses could be called permanent. Let's put this knowledge to the test, shall we? So this is where I spawned, just a random house in the valley next to dirt road. Both hills have a rather steep climb. There is a village behind us and it's next to the sea with few remote islands. Let me just check. Yep, few remote islands very close to mainland. And one of the mountains that has a very small unforested area on its tardy climb. This is where I am at the moment. So now let's open a map and let's see where we are. So I start coming from the top left corner, or sorry, top right corner, because most of the spawns took place on the eastern coast. And now let's find a suitable place. So we are basically looking at a village with an intersection, going to a very deep, or going to a forest with very steep hills on both sides, or steep climb hills. So far this is Perugino. It has a these don't really suit for us since there are so big unforested areas over here. Okay, this one actually could suit for us, but actually, as you can see, it only has 3 houses, so it's not a village really, and therefore it doesn't suit for us. And okay, so here we have a village. There's a railroad running. I didn't really check for railroad, but railroad is a good tell, since yeah, you should always check for railroads. And this seems to be the one lonely house. The white is a gravel road, so this suits for us as well, or a dirt road. The hills are quite steep, the climbs, and there is a small unforested area here, plus 2 small islands close to the near mainland. So yeah, we're in Gamishovo. So I killed myself so we could try again, and once again we are on the coast. There is a big island with a hill covered with forest on it. and I think I saw a shipwreck as well, so let's continue towards the coast. Yeah, definitely a shipwreck down there, but I'm not sure it's temporary, or sorry, permanent, so it might not be on the map. There's a lighthouse. So lighthouses are there are not that many lighthouses, and a rock really near to a coast, so there are not that many islands and lighthouses, so they are usually a good tell. But I don't think we will find anything useful anymore. So thanks to the sun, it really seems that we are on the southern coast here, so I will run towards the inland. But why I said the railroads are that important is that if you look at the map, you will hit railroad before the main road, the car road, only if you're very close to Chernogorsk or Elektrozavodsk. In all other cases, the car road will be before the railroad, that is. So yeah, that's a really good tell about your whereabouts. If you should hit the railroad before, then you know you're in one of the two big cities. Okay, some housing area here, but not the village though. And the houses seem to be next to main road, followed by railroad on the background, before a steep climb to a high mountain covered with forest. So yeah, let's open the map and see where we are. So once again I start from the top right corner, because 60% or 66% of the time we spawn on the eastern coast. And let's start going down. So basically what we are looking is a big island, because yeah, this is the first thing we spotted and there is no big island so far. So here is actually the first big island. Now I have all the symbols disabled right now, but let's enable them, landmarks. And now we see lighthouse. So here is a big island. Let's zoom in. It has a hill on it. It's over 100 meters. It's 140 meters actually at the top, the peak, covered with forest. So this is really matching for us. There is a lighthouse here, a rock, really a small island, next to a ghost, next to a lighthouse, few houses, next to car road or main road, followed by railway, and a really steep climb for a hill covered with forest. So yeah, we're in Kruto Gap. It's the southeast corner of the Chernarus map. I hope you guys found the video useful, and you should be navigating in no time at all. It just takes a bit of practice, you know. Do not worry if you did not get everything at the first time. Just rewatch the video or a certain topic and practice. If you have any questions or requests for tutorials, do not hesitate to ask them in the comments below. I will answer them all unless YouTube screws up and does not notify me about new comments. The next tutorial will be about Cyrillic language basics, so you could read those city signs and list of most common tells for different places, so it would be even easier for you to understand where you are, especially in mainland. As always, if you found it useful, please click on the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more tutorials, news and videos about DayZ. I hope to see you next time. This is Sanin signing off.